Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain Robertson bringing you a quick update video on the modified Condor Mk.I for Stormworks build and rescue, as one of my viewers noticed that I had made some changes to it in the previous video about the Megalodon. As you can see, the most obvious change is that it goes about 10 knots faster than before, but still has incredible fuel efficiency. But how is this possible, you ask? What manner of sorcery is this? Are you using XML edited blocks? Hidden rotors perhaps? Well, thankfully not. You see, after my findings in the last video, it became painfully evident that its 30 knot top speed was a severe liability when encountering the Megalodon. As even with my crazy piloting skills, if there weren't any islands or shallow water around, it was just a matter of time before the damn thing crippled my vessel and sent it sinking into the abyss. But, as luck would have it, one of my viewers suggested that I give the modular engines another chance, telling me this time to ignore the performance-intensive plug-and-play ones released by Carstrom, and they even gave me some pointers on how to build them myself. So, I did, and here is the result. We now have two 5x5 T15 modular engines arranged side by side in place of the original 8 standard ones, and what a huge difference they make. To maintain some form of consistency, I've copied the outer shell from Spider's OSV Phantom, but the actual engine inside is pretty much my own design. It features 5 crankshafts with 3 cylinders each. I'd have loved to have made it 4 and ended up with 2 X16 engines, but sadly there just wasn't enough space. As you've noticed, they're water cooled and use the existing fluid ports from the original Condor. But what I've had to do, in order to make use of the extra power, is add another 2 fluid jets, which we can see at the stern of the vessel here. This is all controlled via the very talented Uran modular engine microcontroller. Another benefit of having just 2 modular engines instead of 8 standard ones is that you don't need as many dials and gauges as before, which is always a good thing. I very quickly tested this version of the Condor against the older one and was pleasantly surprised to find that there was actually very little difference in terms of performance between the two, with the new modular engine version even being slightly less system intensive at several points during the test, so go figure. Yeah, as you've noticed, I've even added weapons to this thing now, including 2 light autocannons that you saw in the previous video and this heavy autocannon, which is essentially a slightly modified and cleaned up version of the L-76 Cheetah by Oh No Look Who. The main difference being that I've added an ammo display and a few more rotation and elevation indicators to it, as unlike the version on the USS Ares, this one is completely manually controlled with no radar assisted aiming, which reflects the fact that this is a coastal patrol vessel and not an actual warship. Sadly, unless you're playing on the Conquest game mode, you'll not be using them much anyway, as the Stormworks devs haven't really added any Coast Guard style missions to the base game yet, at least for those of us that have the weapons DLC. Which really is a missed opportunity, as it would definitely attract more people to the game and in turn boost sales. Anyway, I digress. Another change is that I've made the Condor's funnels or smokestacks 1 block higher than before. Now, this doesn't really affect the centre of mass, but what it does do is make it easier to observe anything when standing on the upper deck. And, more importantly, you can now use the light autocannons without smoke getting in your eyes and obscuring your vision. I've also changed the mast again so that it lowers all the way down and locks in place when up, but perhaps the most important change, other than the modular engines, can be found downstairs in the RIB launch bay. Once again, I'd like to emphasise that the original creator of the Condor Mk.I is Spider, and that this is merely a version that I've modified for personal use, and as such I will not be releasing this on the Steam Workshop or forwarding it on to anyone else. Anyway, as some of you may have noticed, I've replaced the original RIB with one that has a modular engine and is based off the one that comes with the Puma Mark III, except it's got more seats and a few more pieces of rescue equipment. But most importantly, it doesn't go up in flames whenever you try to switch the engine off. That's right folks, instead of using that trick with the microcontroller I posted a few weeks back, I've redone the whole damn thing, so not only is it a lot more safe to use, but it's way more fuel efficient than before. There we go. Now that the engine has been switched off, the RPM drops to 0 instead of skyrocketing and turning the rib and the surrounding bay into a blazing inferno. Which, at the end of the day, gives us one less thing to worry about. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that pretty much covers the main changes I've made to the Condor since the last video. I have also added a few more random bits and bobs to the moon pool area, such as one of those electric welders that was released in a recent patch, but those are pretty much self-explanatory and really aren't worth covering in any more detail. Anyway, I'm keen to hear everyone's thoughts on the changes I've made in the comments section below, and I'd also like to close by once again thanking all my amazing subscribers, followers and viewers out there. I hope you're all doing well, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. So, until then, this is Robertson, signing off.